Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. And today, we'll be doing some dirt biking. We'll be doing some riding around. But first, I want to show you guys, our new truck. So we've had this for a few months now. Yeah, we've had it for a long time now. And sorry I haven't said anything about it. We've been really busy, and I've filmed a video about the truck a bunch of times, and I've just never got to post it because I've been so busy. I just kind of lose the footage after a while. But anyway, yeah, it's a 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation, and it has the 3-liter Duramax diesel in it, and we use it to Airstream. It's a really nice truck. They did a nice job making it nice, it's comfortable. And yeah, of course it's not Rivian level awesome. Our last truck was a Rivian, but everything's built nice. I like the way that Chevy's doing it, or GM is doing it. Everything has a nice everything has a nice satisfying click to it. So yeah, I think that it's a pretty nice truck. I think that it looks good. I think it's the best looking of the 1500s. Anyway, today we're gonna be going for a kind of dirt bike ride. I have my 2022 Kawasaki KX65, and I have my 2021 Honda CRF 110F. I just did a spark plug on this bike today. It was totally fouled and messed up, and I just don't think it was getting a great spark, so it's ridiculous. It feels so much faster because it's getting a full combustion cycle, which is nice. And then this bike always runs amazing. It's fuel injected, so there's no choke or anything. It's just such a good bike, and it just works. I haven't really done any upgrades. This does have an FMF turbine core on the back of it, and it does have, well, I guess a full FMF pipe, because it also has this Gold Series FMF fatty pipe. And other than that, I think it's pretty much stock. I can't think of anything else that's been done to it. Yeah, it's pretty much stock other than the exhaust system. Anyway, this bike is awesome. It always starts first kick, and it's very easy to get going. Yeah, anyway, it always starts first kick. It's a great bike. So yeah, I think we'll probably ride this first, and then we'll hop on this. It is starting to get kind of dark out there, but I'll adjust the lighting in settings. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna go Kawasaki first. Stick you guys on my helmet. I've also got this helmet a little bit ago. It's a Bell. It's an MX-9 with the MIPS. Alright, so my microphone is in my helmet. I have a lot of projects in this garage. So right now, that 4-wheeler, it's an Arctic Cat. Its whole clutch system right now, or its CVT, is messed up. There's a bushing in there, and it's not tight. It's not a tight seal, so oil is getting into the belt and causing it to slip. And it's been an issue for a long time, and I haven't really taken time to fix it. It's my little diesel. That thing runs great. Lately I've been running it on recycled engine oil. It's kind of cool to get some extra use out of that. Just mix it with a little bit of diesel till it's watery. I don't bother with any of the calculations or stuff because I don't really care if I mess it up or not. But yeah, I'm gonna go grab some gloves, and yeah, we'll go for a proper ride. Alright, so I got it sorted up. I'm gonna go grab some gloves right now. It's already getting dark so early. I'm not a fan of it. Alright, so I'm gonna ride gentle just to get this thing warmed up. So shifting kind of low, just letting it warm up gently. I like to get on that road just to kind of let the engine cycle while it's cold. Just steady RPMs for first little, I don't know, 20 seconds or however long I'm on that road. And it just cuts back onto my property. My friend Graham and I built that trail. So it's a nice little cut through. I'll leave it in my hand. Alright, so In a minute, I'm just gonna do a few laps. But yeah, I'm just gonna get this bike warmed up and then we'll be ripping it. I can already feel some heat getting into it, so I'll give it a little bit more power than I have been. As you can see, I don't know how the camera's angled. I hope it's good. I got my clutch here. And there's so many people who don't know how to ride a clutch or drive a stick. It's so fun. Like, I know how to drive a stick shift. I've driven a stick shift quite a few times. You know, I'm at the point in driving it where, you know, my dad let me drive the Porsche up the hill and stuff. So after we get back onto my property, I'll probably rip it up the driveway. My brother. Hey, Riley. Holy! It's pretty quick. Holy! Got the tail out there. Whew. I can't get traction today. It's very, very tail happy right now. It's because it's like almost freezing out here. It's like on the verge where there's like the ground is kind of firm, and there's like right under the first kind of coat, it's like very firm. So once you kind of cut through that first little layer on the grass, it gets really slick. As it gets dark though, we'll hop on the Honda and I have a full headlight on it. It's a really nice little light. This bike is awesome though. Once you get on the pipe, it is so fast. That tail is, like, I can't get traction, it's just spinning. It's just spinning up that back tire. Yeah, I just can't get grip. Oh, I got fishtailed around there. I can see where I kicked up some dirt on that corner. Yeah, now it's starting to get kind of dark. It's gonna be kind of hard to see in a minute, so I'll hop on the Honda. But I love this bike. That's where I wrecked it, right there. It'll settle after a minute, or after it rains a little bit, all that ground will settle back down, because the ground is still firm, as I said. So it's only kind of cutting through that top layer. So once it rains, and it's warm enough for it to rain, all of that will just kind of settle back down. It sounds so good. I love the sound of this bike. I'm gonna try not to rip it too hard on the road. Because obviously, it's not probably frowned upon, I should probably say better terms. But yeah, I try not to rip too hard on the street. Like, just on that part right there where I ripped out the street, that was only about quarter throttle, half throttle. With a two-stroke, the torque curve is so, you know, once you get on the pipe, they call it, or, you know, on a two-stroke, once you get really revved up in the RPM, it just like takes off. Like, it has so much power from a high RPM to as high as it will rev. So if you give it like a little blip of throttle and let the clutch like I just did, I think you can probably see on the video. Like, give it like a little blip of throttle like that, and then you dump the clutch like a, so like that. Yeah. Rev it and let out that clutch. and boom, you're off. Because once it's on that torque curve, it does not want to come off. It just has so much power. Alright, so now I'll go park this and hop on the Honda. But before I park this, I always kind of let the engine rev up to get all that carbon off of the plug. Then just kind of stick it in first gear. And just leave it in first gear for a little bit. And let that RPM take that carbon off the plug. Because it's a brand new plug, it probably doesn't have much carbon on it, so I'll try to minimize carbon buildup. So, yeah, I'm just gonna give it a good flat out rip. Alright, well, that carbon get off, and I'm gonna do one last rev before I turn it off. So I'm gonna pull in, and now right here, I'm gonna give it a good just rev before I hit the off button. So before I shut it off, that just makes sure that I get all the carbon off of the plug, and just like the whole inside of the engine's cleaner. And I usually turn off the fuel if I know it's going to be sitting for a few days or like a week. But yeah, I'm not going to do that now because I probably will ride it tomorrow, or at least in the next few days. So on this Honda, I have a completely flat battery. So I'm just completely kickstarting it. And when the light's on, I think it's just completely running off of the stator. Because like when I rev it, like you can see the light turn up in brightness. So I think it's just a dead battery. I've tried to trickle charge it. I've tried to charge it up. But no, I just gotta get a whole new battery, which stinks, but whatever. Anyway, this is my more tame bike. Yeah, it still rips pretty good. Like, it's a fun bike. But it's way chiller than the Kawasaki. It's a very sensitive throttle though on this bike. And the first like, I don't know, eighth of the throttle, it's very sensitive from in first gear. Anyway, you can see that light working away, even though it's still pretty light out here. Pull up onto the lawn. Still shifting pretty early, letting the whole bike warm up slowly. And when this bike is cold, it is very crunchy in the gears. So like first to second when it's cold, like if I were ripping it, which I have done before, like as soon as I started it, ripped it from first into second, it's really crunchy and it struggles to get into second gear. Just because it's not very warm yet. Anyway, you can see the view now that the trees are thinning out. It's 6th season, which does kind of stink, you know. It is starting to get cold. It's like glove weather. Yeah, it's kind of now it's starting to get cold. You can see the view a lot better, which we have a nice view here in New Hampshire. Yeah, so pretty soon I think we're going to be moving to Florida, which is sad. I think I probably shouldn't say specifics on where we're looking to move, just because I've never said, like, precisely where we're going, like, where I live right now. I'll probably, whoa, almost spun out there. I'll probably mention it in, like, my last video living here, posted after I move away, saying where we live right now, and, you know, we are super, super happy with where we live. It's a beautiful neighborhood. We have beautiful, like, amazing neighbors. Yeah, everybody loves everybody, and, you know, there's never any issues. We all get along. And, yeah, honestly, I'm just so grateful to be able to have these amazing machines and not get any complaints. My neighbors embrace it, and they're, you know, they've never once complained, and, you know, they seem like, especially these people, you know, just, we have such good neighbors. Across the street back there, another kid lives there, and he's a close friend, and, you know, we have a good neighborhood. There's some good kids who live here. At least most of the kids in this neighborhood are good, with a slight, you know, Yeah, most of the kids in this neighborhood are good. Yeah, and my neighbor who lives not across the street, but kind of like over. My brother has someone to play with, and we all kind of hang out. And it's it's just a really good neighborhood. It's a really, really good town. It's really quiet. I think there's only like 1,000 residents in the whole town. That's a pretty big town. So it's all the houses are spread out. Yeah, there are a few like kind of close together neighborhoods where like you see your next neighbor, but I like where we are. And it's just really like in the summer, we have beautiful summers, not too humid. Not to the point though where it's like, it's too hot, I'm gonna go sit in the air conditioning. Like it's like the perfect temperature to where it's not going to be too hot, but it's not gonna be cold. In the summer at least. Now it's starting to get cold, and that's why we want to move away, because we really dislike this cold. Alright, I'm gonna rip it now. It's gonna get kind of warm. I love the sound. Oh, a little exhaust burble. Oh yeah. This thing's very torquey. For being such a tiny engine, like it's only 110 cc's, and it's a 4-stroke, it's really, really a good torquey engine. And it sounds really good for being a stock exhaust. Stock, the whole pipe is stock. For having that, it is such a good sounding, good bike. I've not had any issues in it's a 2021 model year, so I think I got it in 2020 probably. It's just been such a great bike. And once it's warm, of course, like I never rip it when it's cold, at least usually. I have like once or twice, but once it's warm, I ride this thing like an on and off switch. Full throttle all the time. No mercy. Pin it. And I think that once we move, it's going to be really sad. We're not going to be able to have these bikes in Florida, because I think that we're probably going to end up having an HOA. And I think where we're settling in southern Florida. So I think we're thinking Atlantic, southern Florida. So we won't be on the Gulf of America, but I think the waters will still be nice and warm. But yeah, I think that it's going to be a nice area that we're looking at right now. We don't know for sure if we're going to move there or not. I'm sure you guys will know if you're watching this. Like, if this video is like a year old, you guys will probably, if you guys want to see where I ended up, I'm sure that we'll be moving in like 6 months or so. So yeah, go back and figure out where we're moving to. But we haven't made any choices yet. Full rip. Holy. This bike is really good. So it's fuel injected. It's all controlled by a PCM or an ECU, whatever you want to call it. It's a really, really good bike. It never, stalls when it's cold or anything, because it's all controlled by a computer. Like, it's all managed really nicely, because it has its own brain. Carbureted bikes, carbureted anything really, it will stall out in the cold, just because it's not like always adjusting fuel flow and stuff. Like this bike, like when it's cold, it will set the idle a little bit higher and automatically adjust down once it reaches the right exhaust temperature. Like, it has like an O2 sensor in the back and stuff. Like, it's a smart bike. And the fact it has like oxygen sensors, and it has a throttle position sensor and all of that, like, it's a really smart bike. Full power. Oh yeah. Very fast right there. Probably at least 30, I'd say. I think the fastest I've ever been on this bike was probably 45. That's about where it maxes out at with this transmission. It's only a 4-speed. This bike was, of course, my first bike, and it is kind of a beginner bike. Of course, once you get rid of all the governor and stuff, which I don't think this bike even had a governor when I got it, but, you know. Anyway, it has the hole for it. But, yeah, it's just such a great bike. Never had any issues, as I said. And it really is just like a torque monster. It's a good bike for being as cheap as you can get these things. Like, I think you can pick up a nice one of these for as little as $2,000, which, I mean, that's a lot of money. But in the dirt bike world, it's not bad. But of course, this is like a beginner bike. And if you want like a bike like a KX65, it's gonna run you a lot more because it is a way more hardcore bike. It comes factory with a racing engine, like it super light piston, super light bike. It's meant to be a race bike. I love that low end just rumble this thing makes. If I do a third gear pull in a second, I'm gonna go listen to that engine. I'm gonna stick my microphone kind of lower so you're not gonna hear me talking. Alright, here we go. We're gonna do a full rip, and microphone's gonna be kind of low so you guys can hear it good. This bike sounds amazing. Third gear pull, by the way. I'll do one more little pull. I'll do a second gear one now. It sounds so good. I do have the air filter opened up right now, so it is just sucking air in. Like if it gets dusty or something, I'll just pop the little boot on. But when I'm just running like this and it's clear, like the air is clear, I'll just run it without the air filter tubing on there just because it sounds better. But obviously, if it's dusty or, you know, looser, I got some air right there. If it's looser, then of course I'll put the air filter tube on. I also got some air right there. So, yeah, I like it. I like the sound of the intake noise. Like, it sounds good from the intake point. The exhaust is pretty quiet. Which does kind of, you know, it is kind of a downfall. But of course you can get an FMF pipe on there. Or just like a cheap straight pipe. Because the thing about these bikes is they're pretty cheap. And they have lots of cheap, like, off-brand stuff that works just as good as, like, the on-brand, like, FMF pipes. And that's one thing that I love about this platform. It's just a really good beginner bike. It's powerful, you can wheelie them. And yeah, it's just a really good bike. So, like I was saying, you can get cheap exhausts, you could leave it completely stock, but you could also get, like, a cheap, just straight pipe, or you could get an expensive FMF, because FMF is like the on-brand kind of exhaust company. Like, they have really, really good, high-quality exhausts. But then again, if you want to go cheap, you know, that also works. And, you know, my dad also has an FMF on his bike, and this one's just completely stock. I've never really felt the urge to make it, like, ridiculously fast or anything, because it's not. Like, it's not a very fast bike. And that's what I love about it. You know, you could just always be wide open. On this bike, you can give it quite a bit of power, but you can't always be wide open. You know, there are going to be parts where you got to be going too fast. Like, I go way too fast on this thing all the time. And like, whoa, we got to slow down. On this bike, I never feel that. I'm always pinned. I'm always having fun. It's just a good bike. I also love my Kawasaki, though. It's so fast. I've had neighbors and, like, adults ride it, and they're like, holy, that thing is fast. And it's only 65cc two-stroke. And it still pops them up in a wheelie. So it's just a really torquey, good bike. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully, at least you guys learned a little bit. If you didn't learn anything, comment down below. Tell me what I missed. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Sorry it's dark. I don't know how the quality was. And yeah, let me know what kind of other videos you'd like to see. Let me know if you would like to see some videos with the Porsche. Maybe of me driving, even though I have to be kind of careful on YouTube because they're really sketchy or they're really nervous about that. Like, oh no, child endangerment. Like, they're very touchy about that. So I have to be careful on YouTube. But I can have the audio clips and my dad in the passenger seat point ahead. Anyway, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but somebody keyed this thing really recently. It's all down the side of the car. Where's the other part? It's not picking up on camera, but like all down the side of this car, it is keyed because someone decided to be a jerk. I can't picture destroying someone else's thing. Like, why would you ever? I just don't see a point. Like, why is that effective? Like, why do you feel the urge to go destroy someone else's nice car? Um, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down below once again. Tell me if you'd like to see this. Let me know if you want to see any other kind of videos. And yeah, thank you guys very much. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you guys very soon.